able to?
Yeah, I mean, they have a team too, so they put up some pretty good at bats and got some key hits. But yeah, I mean, that wasn't really the game I think anybody expected with Pfister against Sale, but this game will show you some things. So really proud of our guys for going out and continuing to battle. You know, we had some pretty good at bats at the end, made it pretty interesting, but just one run short.
With Sip, it's obviously highlighted because it's later in the inning, big leverage situations. But is he just? Are you seeing some of his struggles, or is it just a string of maybe some bad runs?
Well, I mean, he came in very fresh and just had a hard time finishing at bats. I think he had 0-2 on Shuck. I think he had 2 strikes on Anderson. You know, obviously got eaten out. So finishing at bats was a little bit difficult for him today, and it ended up with the 2-strike hits, and that usually comes down to execution. You know, I thought he had a really firm fastball today. He was good. He hung the split, I think, to Anderson, and that was a big hit. I still think he's out at third base, which would have saved us another run. So, but at the end of the day, I mean, Tony, we've got to get Tony going, and our bullpen is the only lefty. He's had a ton of time off in between outings, so you know, he was one of our more reliable guys last year. Really pitched late in the game, so it's important for us to figure out whatever adjustment he needs to make to make his pitches with 2 strikes.
What do you think about that third inning and the way you guys were able to score on Sale? Small ball.
Yeah, no, we did a lot. We did a lot right that inning. We had to manufacture some runs. We go into the game knowing, you know, you're probably going to play the infield in a lot. You're probably going to try to bunt a time or two. You're going to need to manufacture 1 run at a time. Maybe deliver a big blow if you can, but it was important for us to do that. And our base running was really good that inning. You know, we took an extra 90 feet a couple different times. Altuve did it. Correa did it. And that type of awareness is a good sign for us against a good pitcher. And I was proud of our guys to put up to that number. I like the opposite field hit by Correa. Obviously, Altuve always comes up with something positive to do in his at bat. But it was a really good inning for us to put up a 3-run inning against Sale to give us a 2-run cushion. That was a nice sight to see.
Fall short, but again, you tack on some runs later. You know, in this case, getting back into it. What have you thought? I mean, it's been 5 games now. I think that you guys have done that.
Yeah, no, we've got a good confidence about us, and I think that comes with a little bit of the recent success that we've had. Our guys never feel like we're out of it. Doesn't matter who's pitching. We have a lot of respect for Sale and Robertson at the end. We get a home run by Reed. So, but that breeds a lot of confidence and a lot of belief that, you know, you're 1 or 2 swings away from getting right back in it. So if we can continue to do that, we'll like, you know, some of these late inning rallies are fun. You know, you go back to earlier parts of the game where you wish you could have done 1 or 2 things more. But we also stranded a lot of their runners. We kept them close in the middle part of the game. So, but the tack-on runs are a sign of confidence.
Specifically with Reed, does it grow? I mean, confidence just.
Oh yeah, I think the first hit yesterday probably gave him all the confidence he needed. Just that it's possible up here. You know, it's always hard as a young guy to come up, and especially with him, so much notoriety, so much attention. The prospect status takes him a few games to get his first hit. He goes up against a closer and puts one in the bullpen. That'll again, got his first hit last night. It's his first homer tonight. He's got a couple RBIs already. Got a few walks. He'll settle in nicely. He'll play tomorrow against Quintana, and hopefully start to contribute regularly.
Second straight loss for Pfister. What's been different with him?
You know, today I think he ran into a couple things. They had high pitch count early. They made him work. He wasn't very sharp. I think the 5 walks hurt him. The home run, 102 pitches in under 5 innings is not his norm. He got a little unlucky at the end with some ground ball base hits. They found some holes and did a good job of continuing to get the big hit. You know, Navarro's hit at the end is a foot away from Marwin's dive. So the play, you know, they did a good job of putting the ball on the ground hard in play. And that's really been it. You know, Doug does a good job of working efficiently, being quick. Today wasn't his best as far as efficiency goes. And I think with him, when he's at his best, he's making more pitches earlier in counts to not throw a 1-1 breaking ball to Shuck to set up a 2-1 fastball that puts the hitter in the power position. So things like that small things that have been a touch different the last two games.
Obviously, if Marwin catches that ground ball, it's probably not an issue. But with Felice throwing, Any thought to bring him in earlier? Or was
Oh, yeah, there's always thoughts of that. I mean, I wouldn't have had him up if I didn't want to bring him in. So, I mean, it's always tough after the fact. But, yeah, that's why you warm your relievers up, is to have them available. It's a tough margin there. You know, when you start going to your bullpen earlier, it's a slippery slope. You know, Luke was 3 of 5, Giles 4 of 7, Devo 4 of 7. Feliz had thrown 40 pitches 2 days ago, or 2 or 3 days ago. So it's, but yeah, I'll think about that one tonight.
And then, like you've always been asked, once he was in, just how good was Michael?
He was fantastic. I mean, he continues to settle in nicely, and I'm not sure he can be more electrifying than how he was today. I mean, he's when he's in the game and has his hop on his fastball, and he's landing his breaking ball. He threw a couple change-ups today. That's definitely a dominating version of Michael.